Hello, dear students, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the world of one of the most important shapes in all of mathematics, the triangle. Now, you see them everywhere, right? But do you know all their secrets? Let's find out together. My name is Dr. Taha Abdelaal, and I'm really excited to be your guide on this little adventure. So get ready, put on your thinking caps, because we are about to become total triangle experts. All right, so first things first. Before we get into all the different types, we need to know the basic rules. What actually makes a shape a triangle? Let's break it down. It's actually really simple. A triangle is what we call a closed 2D shape, which just means it's flat and all the lines connect. But here's the most important part. It always has 3 straight sides and 3 corners, or what we call angles. The clue is right there in the name. Tri means 3. So whenever you think triangle, I want you to think of that magic number, 3. 3 sides and 3 angles. Always. It's that simple. Okay, here's another super cool secret about triangles. It doesn't matter how big or small or even how weird looking a triangle is. If you add up its 3 inside angles, the total is always 180 degrees. Seriously, not 179, not 181, always exactly 180. That is a huge rule in geometry. Now that we know the basic rules, let's meet the different members of the triangle family. You see, the first way we can tell them apart is just by looking at the length of their sides. Are they all the same? Are some the same? Let's take a look. So first up, meet the equilateral triangle. The name gives you a really big hint here. Equi sounds a lot like equal, and that's because in an equilateral triangle, all 3 sides are perfectly, exactly equal. And you know what else? That means all 3 of its angles are equal too. Next in the family, we have the isosceles triangle. Now this one is special because it has 2 sides that are exactly the same length. The third side can be totally different, but as long as 2 of those sides match, well, you've got yourself an isosceles triangle. And last but not least for this group, we have the scalene triangle. You can think of this one as kind of the rebel of the family. In a scalene triangle, none of the sides are the same length. Every single side is different. But wait, there's more. Looking at the sides isn't the only way to sort triangles. We can also classify them by looking at their angles, and this gives us a whole new set of triangle types to explore. It's pretty cool. First up is the acute triangle. In an acute triangle, all 3 of the angles are less than 90 degrees. You'll notice they all have these kind of sharp, pointy corners, so you can think of it as the pointy triangle. Now for a really important one, the right triangle. This triangle is famous for having one perfect 90-degree angle. We call it a right angle. It looks just like the corner of a square or a book. You'll see these everywhere, from the walls in your house to skateboard ramps. And finally, we have the obtuse triangle. This one stands out because it has one big, wide angle that's greater than 90 degrees. A triangle can only have one of these because remember, all 3 angles still have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, you've learned all the theory, which is awesome, but now it's time to get our hands dirty. Go ahead and grab a pencil and some paper, and if you have them, a ruler and a protractor would be great. Let's try drawing one of these ourselves. Okay, you ready? Let's draw an equilateral triangle. First, use your ruler to draw a straight line that's 6 centimeters long. Now at one end of that line, use your protractor to measure and mark a 60-degree angle. Finally, just connect the points to complete the triangle. Go ahead, measure the other sides and angles. You'll see they are all equal. See? You did it! Excellent job, everyone. We have covered so much today about the amazing world of triangles. Before we go, let's do a super quick recap of the most important things to remember. Okay, so here are the key takeaways. A triangle always has 3 sides and 3 angles. The sum of those angles is always 180 degrees, and we can sort them in 2 ways. By their sides, equilateral, isosceles, and scalene, or by their angles, acute, right, and obtuse. Remember, triangles are so much more than just shapes in a math book. They are actually one of the strongest shapes in the world, which is why we use them to build everything from giant bridges to the roof right over your head. So keep your eyes open. You'll start to see them everywhere. My challenge for you is this. Where are you going to spot a triangle next?